Welcome to another episode of Drunk a Cop and a Teacher, the podcast where everything's made up and our comments don't matter, just like Ubisoft's big video game announcement. I don't think anyone watched it. Anyone noticed?
Wait,
Nobody.
they
Because
had a conference?
no, well, not really a conference, more like a game reveal. That's it.
What game was it?
It was a game called X Defiant. It's basically a free to play shooter, and we actually talked about it like several episodes back, where it was supposed to be like you get to play a faction from all of like their different types of games, and
Mm-hmm.
that's basically what it is. So no one cared. I don't think. I don't know. I didn't care for it because it's not
What?
Assassin's Creed. So screw
Wait,
you,
what
Ubisoft.
happened to? Was it Ubisoft that they were trying to do a battle royale game?
I think this was it.
Oh, it was that. It hasn't come out. I thought it came out.
No, 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 no.
Hmm.
What's
Oh
weird
well.
is that there was a mobile version of this game. I don't know if you remember, called Elite Squad, where it was like a
Yes, I remember that one. That had they had this guy the one that you want to make a video game that I
Sam
completely
Fisher
forgot.
from
Sam
Splinter
Fisher,
Cell.
yes,
Yeah.
and they had Caviera from Rainbow Six, and they
Mm-hmm.
had everybody.
Yep. Well, that's what this game is. It's just not mobile. It's a Call of Duty ish kind of game.
Mm. Nobody gives a
Congratulations,
fuck.
Ubisoft.
I mean, it's kind of poor marketing, though. I don't
Is
know if
it?
they
I
were
don't
trying.
know.
I mean, I don't know if they were really trying to get people to watch this, but like, if they are, I mean, they did a pretty bad job because I didn't see anything.
Ham, did you see anything?
I didn't see anything. I heard Mike dropping N bombs. That's all I heard. Um, but like Nike. No, I did not see any news. Did not hear any words. Uh, what? I don't even know which game this is. I'm sure it's bad. The end.
I don't know. I'm sure at some point in my life I'll look into it. Maybe when it's in an E3 presentation, if it's not already out by then, because I don't even know when the game's supposed to come out.
Yeah, or maybe when PlayStation does their announcement anytime
Oh,
now.
that's right. We haven't gotten any word about that at all either.
Yeah,
Mm.
nothing. Next year.
All right. Well, talking about things that are relevant in life, Mike, how you been?
Oh yeah, let's talk about the things that we did like Sunday.
Oh,
That's
oh
irrelevant.
yeah.
You know, what's going on, everybody? This is Mike, aka the cop. I did Pokemon Go Fest
Yep.
this weekend, and Sal joined me on Sunday,
For
and
day two raid day.
yeah, for day two raid day.
I
Um,
drink.
it was really cool. It was really nice. It was awesome. Got a lot of good Pokemon. I was playing for on my girlfriend's account and my account because I'm trying to be a. Did I say girlfriend? My wife. Oh my god! I hope she
Yeah, your
doesn't kill me.
girlfriend, man.
My
Hey,
wife.
I'll let your wife know you were with your girlfriend.
Yeah. I was playing with my wife's account and then playing my account after. But it was really cool, man. It was really nice. Saturday was that little quest. It was okay. For some reason I thought they could have done better, but it was whatever. It was cool. But Sunday was definitely a cool event. And then I was able to watch well, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about Fear Street in a bit. And there's another thing that I'm watching with my wife. You guys are going to judge me.
Already do.
Yeah, we did it once and we're doing it again.
Only once? Or...
We're watching the Twilight Saga on
Oh
Netflix.
my
No, you know what?
god.
I'm not judging you, and that brings up a good point because it's number both of there's two of them that are one in like or top 10 in the Netflix
Hmm.
rankings for some reason. It was an
Yeah.
anniversary. Like, what the fuck's going on?
No, it's on Netflix. I think it was the first time. No, I don't think this is the
It just
first
popped up
time.
on like all the films are on Netflix, so people are binge
Oh,
watching it,
Hmm.
right? So you
Yeah.
have the hardcore fans who didn't read the book, and then you have the fans who love the book but are still watching it just because they want to bash on the movies, and then you have like the couples
Hmm.
who the guys are really just there because their girlfriends or wives are
Whites.
punishing them, just because why not? Why watch anything else but just make them suffer through Twilight?
Oh, so
Well,
these just got released on Netflix.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, like
last
last
week.
week.
All right,
Yeah.
because I was
Well,
at a bar and they were showing. I'm like, what the
what the
fuck is
fuck?
going on? Yeah.
Well, well, my situation is that my wife is not making me watch them because of
Oh, you're
punishment.
making her okay.
Yeah, I'm making her watch it. No, I enjoy watching it because she read all the books and she loves the books. And I love how she like geeks out. And I mean, she's bashing the movie, but like she's like explaining to me what happened in the book while watching the movie. It's kind of cool. Like I enjoy like there's a lot of moments where she sees me like geek out in a lot of like movies and shows where this is honestly like a little like not the first time, but it's something rare that you like geeking out.
I
And
gotcha. I
the
gotcha.
Twilight's really nice, and I like watching it with her. So we're working on that. We finished before recording. I was telling you guys I'm watching a movie. We just finished watching New Moon. Yeah, not my
So the
favorite.
real question is, what team are you on?
Oh, I'm on team fucking kill me, but I mean, no, I don't give a fuck. Like,
Okay, that's the correct answer. Thank you.
I don't. I mean, I don't get it. Why there's teams like Team Jacob or Team Edward? Because in the end, fucking Team Jacob loses. So like, if you're Team Jacob, you're just you're setting yourself up for failure. So that's what I've been up to. What about you, Ham? What kind of shows you've been watching? And tell us about Dead Pixel.
Uh, oh, which actually that we brought that up. Oh
Oh my
no, you were
god.
sorry. No wonder he brought it up. He was in the chat. No, no, no.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, let me know when you get to the CGI baby and what you think about that.
What the fuck?
And
I mean, I'm not gonna
in
watch this
Twilight,
show.
in Twilight.
Oh, the CGI baby.
Yeah, let me know how that
Yeah.
looks to you, and then let me know the sort of twist ending at the end. It's not a twist ending; it's just a bullshit ass ending that I hated in the last movie. So
The
you let me.
vampires are actually werewolves, and the werewolves are actually vampires.
No, it's a dumb thing they do. I'm not gonna spoil it for him. You let me know what you think about that when you get to
Oh,
that part.
I mean, I've seen the movies already. I
Oh, you
agree.
have? Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
thought
yeah,
this was
yeah,
the
yeah. And
first time.
I've seen the
Oh,
CGI babies,
oh, okay.
and it's bad. And even the little twist in the end of the dream
I fucking
sequence,
hate. Well, that was stupid.
it took it. I don't know why, but like it just took the satisfaction of actually it being like a good
Yeah.
ending, sort of comparing to what we actually got. And I'm just like, this the writer for this movie like is off the books. Like they were just playing safe. They didn't want to really commit to
Hey,
like actually killing people.
it was stupid.
Yeah.
This conversation got way too deep for me.
Yeah.
That's all I was just saying. It's just stupid. Um, first of all, me and Aaron watched Parallel on Amazon. I don't know. It was a low budget sort of. There's a mirror that goes to different realities, but it's also sort of maybe a little horror.
Parallel?
Horror? Yes, that's what it's called. It was a little horror ish. They made it to where one dimension or parallel universe is bluish with a blue tint or hue, and one with a red, and that's how you would tell the difference. And the ending, I call bullshit on that too. I don't know if you guys are ever gonna watch it.
Nope.
Something happens, which like, how does that make sense? It doesn't make any sense. So fuck it. But it was decent for a probably $10 made movie. Then I solely, yep, made that a word. Watched Purge Forever.
Oh God! Please
Um,
tell me what you would think about the movie. I am not watching that movie because it looks really fucking awful.
I, I, I
And
don't.
somebody had
No,
the
it's
nerve.
bad.
It's bad.
You can't even defend it right now within 2 seconds.
I'm
It's
not
bad.
trying to defend it.
Move
I'm
on.
trying.
What else have you
No,
watched?
no, no. They must have paid a lot of money to just get the name Purge on that movie. There's no reason why it should have Purge on this movie. Like you technically barely even see a Purge, So I don't see why this was even. It takes place in Texas and Mexico, and it has its like brooding about Mexicans and
Sounds
all that.
great. Next.
And
So
yeah, I
look.
don't recommend it. I'm glad I found it rental online. Uh, I didn't even want to use my free pass to the movie theaters and spend time there.
Yeah, somebody told
Uh,
me that they liked the movie a lot. They're saying that it might be the best Purge,
uh,
and they said that with a very straight face.
like purge as in me purging myself from watching that movie. Yes, best thing I
Okay.
would ever do is purge that from my memory. Other than that, I think that's it. I mean, I saw this basketball movie. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I did finish Miracle Workers season 1 and 2. One is great. Two is great too, but they totally don't follow anything from the first season because technically it was a limited series. So they did one series, and I think they were just done with that, and just made something
Right.
completely different. Like this were angels helping people. The second one's just like same sort of characters, not even characters, actors in the medieval times. That's it. That's like completely not even close. Why would it even be called miracle workers? I don't know, but it was just something completely different, but still as good. And can't wait to see season 3 once I find it, which I think might take place in a western. So yeah, we'll see about that. Very good cast. Like I said before, you have Harry Potter. You have the guy from Con Air. You have the taxi cab driver from Deadpool, and I don't know the female main character. I don't know what she's in, but she is great as well. The
Okay.
end.
That was
Awesome.
beautiful.
That was so
Mhm.
beautiful. Lovely.
What about you, Sal?
Classes started back up, so my focus
Wait,
has started
what?
shifting back to my classes, like my doctorate
Oh,
program.
okay.
I started shifting back into working on my dissertation. But I did Pokemon Go Fest, like Mike brought it up. I've joined him on Sunday, and yeah, it was awesome. It was good to see a lot of people just like hanging out and just playing Pokemon. As weird as that sounds, but it kind of like brought back like good old days of like when Pokemon Go first came out, and everyone
Yeah.
was just kind of like helping each other out, and it was really fun. I had a good time.
How many
It was just
people do you
extremely
say were out
hot
there?
though.
Yeah. It was hot.
I don't know how many people. I mean, it was packed everywhere.
But I mean,
Yeah.
for the event, should you like? Could you
There was
even?
a lot of people staring at their phones, like legitimately,
Okay.
just
Yeah.
like not even like there was a lot of groups just like hanging outside in the shade, like around the buildings and shit. Like, yeah, it's a lot more people are there for Pokemon Go than I think for
You
Disney
know, after
itself.
you left, Sal,
Interesting.
some random guy went up to me. He's like, "Hey, um, I need a friend code. Can you be my friend real quick so I can complete this challenge?" I said, "Yeah, sure. Why not?" You know, that's like it's just so awesome because like it's like so not normal for it's like normal for players.
It's a community thing. That's what it
Yeah,
is. It's just like to see
it's
a
really
good.
awesome.
I'm trying to see what else I didn't really. The only thing I watched besides our homework assignment
Hmm.
was I watched a documentary that's on Disney Plus. It's called Shark Beach. It's the one with Chris Hemsworth on it. It's a really short documentary, but the whole idea behind it is like Chris Hemsworth is trying to find ways of how we can live harmoniously with sharks. Like not put them in like the negative spotlight, whatever. Um, I don't know how to describe this documentary other than it's not like your typical National Geographic or Shark Week type of documentary. It's literally just like, hey guys, sharks aren't bad. The end. With a lot of like poses of like Chris Hemsworth staring out into the ocean. And I'm
Isn't that
like,
in Finding Nemo?
I mean, I think Finding Nemo had a much better message. Like, I feel bad though because like it is beautifully well shot. Like I mean, I don't know if it's my TV or whatnot, but I was like, damn, like that water looks good. Like it looks like very well. The cinematography, I guess, behind it was very well done. But like, I just feel like Chris Hemsworth didn't really, I don't know,
Cared.
take it. Maybe care. I think he did care, but I just feel like he was acting more than just playing things naturally. It
think
was
so?
the conversations were just very very awkward. I like that they did try to put other cultures into it and like what they thought about sharks, but it just wasn't enough. Like I just feel like they really lacked on the significance of sharks behind like civilizations, or at least to people and things like that. It was more focused on like this is where sharks are and this is what we can do with sharks, and it was just like you kind of rush a lot of things, which I don't know. I didn't feel like it was that impactful, so unfortunately it was just kind of like a flop for me. I was like whatever, I could pass on this now.
Um,
um
did you see
oh
that thing I sent you about Australia changing the verbiage and all that with sharks? Did they talk about that?
no, no,
Uh, you now aren't supposed to say shark attacks. You're supposed to say a shark bite or like a shark something else. I've seen it
huh,
going around, so they don't like or encounter or incident. Yeah, they don't want to say bite or attack anymore. So
yeah.
that's their outlook on sharks
Yeah,
interactions
I
with
get
people.
that. I can see that. I mean, yeah, yeah. I could go on for quite a while about that stuff, but yeah.
Ugh.
They didn't bring it up though. So,
Huh.
other than that, I forgot to mention the last episode, which I'm gonna bring it up later. We did watch Space Jam, for the first Space Jam, uh, like the week before last weekend. So not this weekend when we watched Legacy, but the weekend before, because my kids wanted to watch Space Jam. Fucking McDonald's Happy Meal toys got
I
them
did see
thinking
that.
like, "Oh, I want to watch Space Jam now." I'm like, "All right, fine. If you're gonna watch the new one, you got to watch the first one." So we watched that, and I'll talk about that later. And then that's pretty much it. I haven't really been. Oh, actually, I completely lied. One last thing. Pokemon Unite came out, and that consumed a lot of my day today. Which I don't know if you guys even remember
Nope.
what that was.
Oh yeah, it's like the new mobile app that came out, right?
It's on Nintendo Switch. It doesn't come out until mobile until September.
Okay.
But it's like it's a MOBA. It's a like League of Legends kind of, I guess, or close-ish to it. It was a lot more fun than I thought it was, and I played quite a bit more than I thought I was going to. So between that and Halo, I'm busy.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I was supposed to just call out Mike real quick, but only because I said yes to playing Halo, and guess what, Mike? We played Halo.
That's cool. I don't have an
Well, I
Xbox.
played Halo. Ham was on a controller while watching Batwoman.
I
Oh,
played. Hey, I was doing some decent stats for my
not even,
level of.
motherfucker. You gotta
Uh,
fucking play, not just fucking watch Batgirl and just be like, "Hey, I play Halo, by the way." It's like, "Oh
I
yeah,
was
did you move a
watching
character?"
Batwoman. Don't full of Mike. Batwoman.
All right, this episode, listeners,
I hate you.
we're this is how it's going to be structured. Mike really wants to talk about Fear Street Part 3. We're
Yeah,
gonna we're gonna talk about it for a bit, not go into too much depth here, because we did kind of discuss a little bit of our thoughts throughout the last couple episodes for Part 1 and Part 2. Then we'll touch on a couple headlines, talk about the first Space Jam movie, do intermission, and then end it with legacy. And if we have the time for it, Ham's favorite game, the
Oh
movie
yeah.
synopsis trivia, which I don't know if he'll get this movie this time around. Maybe. All right. Fear Street Part 3. Which was a two-parter in its own right. Because
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
like what,
Uh,
3/4 of the way through is like, okay, now back to this one, but part two. I was like, wait,
but
what?
I was waiting for that. I'm like, how much time are you gonna give it? I'm like looking. Okay, I'm like half an hour at least. So, that was good.
It
I
was like 45 minutes.
I think for what it was trying to achieve, I think it fit in a lot more than I think people would give it credit for, and
I
I
will
still
agree
liked
on
it.
that. Yep.
It was good. Like I wasn't bored the entire time. I only checked the time because I was thinking like, man, a lot just happened. And it's like, wait, it's only been 20 minutes. What?
Right.
And like, it's just like, how is this going to wrap up? And then we go back to like present day. And I'm like, wait, how are they going to wrap this up? And I was like, oh shit, they actually legitimately did it. I think it was well done all across the board. Parts 1, 2, and 3. I don't think I just think that people are going to overlook this series, and and I brought this up before. This just reminds me of good old classic horror slasher thriller movies, and I wish people would kind of remember what those movies were like before we got crap that we have now.
Hmm.
I mean, it definitely reminded me of Ghostbusters. I mean, Ghostbusters.
What the
Goosebumps.
fuck?
Goosebumps. Sorry, take that out, please. Goosebumps. It reminded me of Goosebumps. Like watching it back in the day. My favorite one was like the werewolf one, like Werewolf in the Woods.
Yeah,
I
but at
forgot.
the end, it's like
No.
they're on what the mooners, or they see Earth up at the end. I remember
I'm not too sure, but either. But
that.
I mean, well, the kid like look up in the moon and started howling. But
Or no, it's not the moon because they look up and they're looking at Earth. Trust me, I
mm,
remember.
Earth is the moon. Moon
Something
mm,
is
like that. They just
Earth.
look up and it's Earth. You think they're on Earth the entire time and they're not.
oh, I forgot. I was but
I was
I
your
remember
favorite then,
like
I guess.
I guess so. But I remember like having like watching like having that feeling like okay, this is actually pretty cool, and this is what the movie is. It's just fun, cool. Like it's it's stupid, but it's fun.
What's stupid though? That's what because I know you described it the last time like that, but I don't understand what is exactly is stupid
The
about it.
characters, like the characters, the way that they act, the way they make decisions, and it's silly, but it's fun. Like I
Okay,
don't
I
mind
would
it.
accept silly, I guess, but not
I'll
stupid. I don't
take
know. It's just
silly.
weird to say stupid, like because I just think like the worst, like oh this is awful, like why even bother with this? Where I'm just like no, it was
I mean,
silly, it was
okay,
goofy.
so
Like the
one of
janitor, the janitor's silly. He was funny. Like I liked him in
I was
there.
waiting for him to come back. Yeah.
okay, for an example, like the ending where they filled the water guns with this girl's blood, and the whole entire time I'm just like, okay, so couldn't those people also smell the blood inside the guns too?
Maybe,
You
but
Yeah,
they
know,
but
were
then they ran
distracted.
out, so.
I mean,
That's what you're
listen,
gonna question. You're not gonna question the fact that they spent
I'm
like
not done.
how long setting up that fucking thing.
I mean, that was another thing I wasn't gonna tell you. And then also too
Mm.
the ending of like, okay, you're gonna grab the book. You're not gonna grab the book. Okay,
Mm,
somebody's gonna grab the book then. And then literally what mid credit scene, somebody grabbed the book. I'm just like, it's typical. No,
Hey, Mike's going hard.
I mean, it's a fun. I mean, it's a good movie. I mean, I'm not gonna and tell you like, no, don't watch this movie. It's stupid. But I'm saying like the decisions that the characters make are kind of dumb. And then for this girl
mm.
Sarah Fear to like just to get hung and not say not a single word to these people, I feel like I
They
don't
wouldn't
know.
believe her though.
I
They wouldn't
mean, give
believe
it.
her.
No, not
Everyone
at
was
all.
against her, and then the guy,
You
like,
never know.
true, but I just feel like in that time, because of how narrow-minded people were, I think it's going to be really just
Uh-huh.
one-sided on everything there.
And then if these kids in the cat in the camp found that area, how come nobody else found it too? Especially them building the mall on top of it.
We mean like the whole underground path and everything?
Yeah,
I mean,
and
I
they
don't.
don't see this giant ass, big ass heart.
That's all underground though. I don't know how construction works. I don't know. I've never built a mall, so I don't know
I
how like how
have.
deep
Um,
I
I
go
mean, it's.
underground for that
I
shit.
you ever
mean,
see
it's.
Stranger Things? Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, you know the Russians build the mall.
Huh?
Yeah,
Oh, all
It's
right.
but
easy.
no, but it's. I will say like I will give it yellow cards across the whole entire way. I will say the second part is better. Third part will be definitely second best, and then the first movie will be third.
Hmm. Pam, thoughts?
Also, I just remember that we both, me and Aaron, finished 3%. I'd say just stick with the first two seasons. Uh, but with this movie, I was not into the 1666. I'm like, all right, come on, come on. And then once people started dying, I'm like, all right, that's good. Uh, I think it for me it was a little too slow. We're like, all right, we this is the third movie. We sort of know where this should be heading. So like hurry up a little bit. Just hurry up, hurry up.
So you don't want the
Um,
backstory.
I mean
Yeah, like
the
like
pigs,
that's the
and
whole
then
point to it, though, is the origin of the whole
I
thing.
didn't need to see pigs and stuff. Um,
I like the backstory. It was cool.
well, not. I'm not saying all of it. It was just it was we could have got a little bit faster, just with like okay, cool pigs. Okay, you can whatever. And then it's like oh the pig ate them. Like okay, we don't really need that. Even the vegetable stuff. It's like okay, it's rotten.
Everything you're mentioning is like only like 20 seconds worth of like
Well,
screen
no, that's what
time,
I'm saying.
though.
There's a lot of stuff there. I'm just like, no, just start off with the kids in the church. Let's start there. Um, oh, I don't think they were all
That
kids,
part,
but
that part was freaky.
that should have been like the first 5 minutes, I think.
Yeah,
But
I thought the setup for all that was good, and the pig thing honestly was like, I was like, holy shit, no way,
I think there should have been more stuff happening, and then trying to figure out well who actually it
more.
was, because then it's like, oh, it's him, and you're like, okay, so I didn't really care. Like, okay. But I did like that. Hey, the reasoning was so that I guess it was for them to have good fortune, correct?
Uh, sure.
No, it's just for him just to have power.
We'll have good luck, aka good fortune.
I
I
mean,
think
I
that
everything
mean,
was.
goes their way. Like that's the
yeah,
thing.
Yes,
Like they
yes,
win
yes,
because they are sacrificing. Like the
yes.
deal is like, hey, you get whatever the hell you want. Just give me people.
Yeah. Okay. That it would have been a little bit more interesting if they sort of went more on that backstory of how he's just why it just came out of nowhere. I thought a little bit. It's like, oh, stuff is happening. Then it's like, oh, it's her. No, it's him. And then it's like, but why? How did it sort of all begin? Which I guess
I
they
thought it was
tried.
a good setup though. I
They
thought they set
tried,
it
but
up good.
they
I
missed the
felt
mark a little bit.
I I,
Other
I
than
feel
that,
bad for the baby pig.
I don't care.
Ham says, forget the pig.
Yeah, Ham
Uh,
says fuck pigs. Yeah, Space Ham. No, all right, all right.
So, what are you giving this one a red card?
Oh no, not at all. I
Because it
think
sounds
the
like you hate it more than anything.
just it was just like, come on, man, let's go. We're on the third movie. Just come on, let's do this. Let's do
All
this.
right.
The ending was all good except for I called it. I'm like, yep, let's go 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s or whatever. Was it 2000? No, yeah, 2000s, 2010. Yeah, so that'd be the next three movies. We'll do all that, or
Mm.
go back to 17 or 18 or whatever. I don't know. Um, if I had to give this a card, I, I,
it's a red card for you.
Yeah, he wants it. He wants
I'll
to give
give
it a
it a
red card.
green for
No,
now.
no, no. You're a
I'm
red
not giving it
card.
a red.
Don't bullshit it.
Don't bullshit it. You're at this point, you're not convincing anybody.
I'm not bullshitting. So next,
So wait, you said green
for now, yeah,
for now. What?
for now.
When is it gonna turn to yellow? You got like a time span and like a time limit here?
Maybe when I watch it again, if I do.
I don't think I'll watch this again.
I liked it. I don't know why I like it more than you guys. I don't know what it is exactly. I very much enjoyed it. I only have like I have one nitpick, which is kind of, I guess you can make it a complaint, was the mall thing where like how long did it take them to set up all that shit, and and how slow are the killers? Like I don't get it. Like they did all this shit and not a single killer yet. Like really, someone should have died at some
Yeah,
point.
and the thing is, they're underneath the fucking mall. So and the thing is, even before they went to the mall, the heart spit out the killers.
Yeah,
So I was like, okay, so they were already there.
yeah, that part didn't make sense. But
They
my
just had to
only
wait to cut herself, I guess, which it doesn't make sense. I don't know.
my only big complaint though is the post credit scene. I wish we didn't get that. Didn't have that post credit scene because I think it was fairly obvious. Like when they did that pan of the room and the book was left there, it was like
Yeah,
okay,
it's like
yeah,
you're
yeah.
gonna do it. You're gonna
Leave it
do it.
open
You're
ended.
gonna do it.
Well, no, just like leave it open ended and just we get it right. We can imagine our heads that maybe someone is gonna grab the book, even if they didn't. That's even fine. Like the movie, the parts 1, 2, and 3, it was a perfect, like, or at least I think what makes a perfect beginning, middle, and end, right? You had all of this built up story. You had all these character developments, and then it just ended, and it was fine, and it didn't need to go any further. But then we get this post credit scene of like, oh no, someone took the book. Like, is that really necessary? Like, did we not think that that wasn't gonna happen? Like, I just felt like it was kind of maybe just forced, and it wasn't really building up anything. Like if they showed who picked up the book, I think maybe that would have been better, but they didn't. It was just like, oh, my hand picked up the book and now is doing some weird pig shit for all I know.
Mm-hmm.
So I give it green cards across the board. I enjoyed it very much. Sorry, Ham.
Okay.
They're fun. They're not anything special. They're fun.
They're special to me.
Mm-hmm.
They're cool. I will watch them again. If somebody was like, "Hey, you know what? Let's watch like a horror movie." It's like, "Hey, I mean, no, I would be like, hey, let's watch this fun horror movie that's has some actually really cool gore." I love the killing them in this movie.
Oh yeah, the hand breaking. Ah, that was really good though.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That was
See?
good. That's good
So would you
parts.
say this is your gold card?
Never.
Damn, you have not give out your
All
gold
right,
card yet.
let's.
Plenty of
No,
time.
he hasn't. He's gonna wait till the end till we recap everything.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's talk about a couple of headlines here before we talk about the first Space Jam movie. We'll talk about Steam a little bit. Mike, are you still going to get that Nintendo Switch OLED, or are you going to prefer to go to the Steam route? Do you even know what we're talking
Oh,
about?
yes,
I'm
yes.
supposed to.
The new portable thing,
The Steam
the
Deck, I think it's
PSP.
called.
Hmm.
Which is essentially what they had claimed themselves to be, like the Nintendo Switch Pro, which basically is a portable PC. It's like a
Mm-hmm.
handheld PC. There are three different versions.
Oh,
Because
there
of the
is.
different, yeah, because of the different memory, 64,
Oh, oh.
256, and 512. Starting point is $400, and then the midpoint is 530, and then you have the highest model, which is 650. The reservations, the pre-orders already happened. People are already scalping them like crazy, even though they kind of did an interesting thing to prevent scalping, because you had to pay a $5 reservation fee, but that doesn't mean that you actually are guaranteed a pre-order. That just means that you have a spot in line. You don't get the Steam Deck, then your reservation fee gets refunded back to you.
Mm,
I don't
that's
know
pretty
how
cool.
complicated that was, but yeah, I guess little extra things that way bots, I guess, aren't programmed to do that. Otherwise, they begin shipping in December, and there was a whole lot of spec talk, but I'm not gonna like spew all that out. It's just I'm just curious if Nintendo's gonna do anything about it.
Like what?
I mean, it's another handheld. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's just really weird that they went out of their way to claim themselves as a Nintendo Switch Pro.
I mean, a lot of companies have done that. They have had a lot of different handheld consoles, PSP, Nintendo. Wasn't there another like something Shield that was a handheld that they were selling at GameStop?
The Nvid or Nvidia or whatever.
I
I was
think
gonna say, I
Nvidia.
think it's an Nvidia thing. Yeah,
Yeah, the
Yeah, but that
Nvidia.
was that was just a console, right? Not portable.
I don't
No, it
know.
was. I think it was a handheld as well. It was weird, funky looking, but I don't think Nintendo will do something because I mean they're not using their brand. It's not something that they've made up themselves. It's just Steam is doing their own thing, and it's pretty cool how they're doing it. My question is that can you play it on the big TV, and
You can.
can you use any other controller like a Xbox, PlayStation?
I don't know the exact answer to that, although I would assume so
Hmm.
because it just acts like any other computer. So it does have a dock, like the Nintendo Switch does, where you put it on
Yeah.
there and it shows it on your big TV.
Hmm.
And then because I think it does have USB wire like connectivity there, then you can whatever USB controller you have, you can use it with it.
Uh, the Nvidia Shield was
Hmm.
like a. Well, it wasn't portable.
Oh, it wasn't. Oh, okay, okay.
It
Well,
was no.
oh, okay. Well, it sounds really cool. I can. I want to see a little bit more. I want to see somebody actually buying it and I don't know, streaming off of their thing to see how well it performed.
Yeah,
Um,
That's the only thing that like makes me kind of iffy about it is like
It's too
you're
good to
talking
be
about
true.
putting all these computer specs in a little handheld device. Like if this was easy to be done, why hasn't it been done yet? And I don't
Exactly.
know. Yeah, it's like you said, too good to be true.
Too good to
So
be true. But let's just see how it performs. If it performs really, really well, look out. Look out for it. It's definitely be worth the money.
the one thing I always think about when it comes to portable is battery life. If it's playing PC stuff at whatever it is, that battery is probably gonna die very quick.
One
I
of the
just
Hmm.
claims was that you could play Portal 2 for about 4 hours, and if you drop the frame rate of it, then you can play it for a bit longer.
but is Portal a good game to even use that as a
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I
starting point?
probably.
Everybody use Portal.
Yeah, but Portal is like it's not as like what's the word or thing? It's not like Call of Duty or Battlefield or anything like that where there's a lot more that takes to run those games than Portal.
Yeah, what's that computer game everyone jokes about? It's like, oh, it even runs this where the computer's like frying. I forget that game.
Overwatch, I guess. I don't know.
Not
No.
Overwatch, but it's one game. It literally you have to have a computer built to like the perfection to even play on it.
Not too sure.
Forget what game that is.
But either way, let's just see how it is towards the
Yeah,
future.
I'd like to actually hand hold it to actually even be like, ah, it might be good. Ah, it might be bad. Yeah,
All right. Next headline is about Netflix. Netflix
Oh,
subscriber base is growing, but not in North America.
ooh,
Netflix's subscriber base in North America dropped by almost 500,000 in the second quarter of 2021, which the
wow.
streaming giant blames on the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, which I don't see how that makes sense.
I don't. That
Total
makes no
yeah.
sus-
sense.
the total subscriber base right now for Netflix is 209 million users. The company saw its North American subscriber base drop by 400,000 people. Netflix also revealed. Oh, actually, I'll get to this point later. But okay, so first thing, right? Netflix is it lost some people, but yet they say that they're still gaining profit, which I'm not sure how that works. Also, they mentioned that they're growing in China. I think. Yeah, and at least in the Asian territories, their subscriber base is much higher than in North America.
Okay, so they're making profit off of as well in North America
I think so. It's something about like $14 and something cents revenue per user,
per use. Oh,
which
okay.
is a lot more than I think in other markets where it's like $10 and something cents per user.
Oh, okay. I mean, in North
Hmm.
America, I don't know if that quote is for North America or just worldwide because worldwide they are making profit, but in North America, that's a big drop of losing that many streamers.
Ham, you're a statistician when it comes to streaming. Does this mean anything to you?
You know what this means?
Disney Plus is growing.
No, it's just that there's other streaming services now in the market that they could watch now than before. I mean, Disney Plus came out, Paramount, Peacock. I
Discovery
mean,
Plus.
yeah, that too.
Yeah.
But I mean, everyone wants to watch their Friends and literally Friends show and Seinfeld and what other stuff that Netflix keeps losing because of other streaming companies coming out. I think that's why they're trying to get into the gaming business, which I did read up a little bit. They should be. They will first want to start in a mobile gaming stuff, and then they'll see
Hmm.
how that goes after that.
But my question is there's no way Netflix could be the next blockbuster like of them shutting down because of
No,
how it is it how they're just a worldwide streaming service.
no.
But they're losing. I don't know why, but I just find it more. What's the word I'm trying to use? I just find it kind of ridiculous that they're losing a lot of viewers in North America, but not any other places.
I mean, because I think North America, we've had it the longest, so it's like you know what it's about. You know what you're gonna watch and not gonna watch.
Plus,
But
wouldn't
Uh,
actually,
all these new streaming services, I mean, their first initial market is North America, right? So going with what
usually,
Ham is saying is that there are other streaming services, so they were like, oh, we'll drop Netflix and then try
yeah,
out this streaming service.
yeah. Plus, Netflix is probably the most expensive as well. I actually did a breakdown today because I wanted to see how much all of them cost if you had, well, let's say not the smaller ones like Discovery
Hmm.
or Sling, which that's different, or what's the screaming, the horror one? I always
Roku.
forget that one.
Oh,
No,
it's isn't it like Shattered or
yeah, something like that. So
something? Yeah.
Netflix comes to $14 on the almost base one, whereas you can get Hulu, Disney, and ESPN for 14. That's
Hmm.
already Hulu and Disney. So
Yep.
HBO is 15. Eh,
Mm-hmm.
Apple's 5, Peacock's 5, Amazon Prime is 9, Paramount is 5. So with Netflix, you could get three other sort of services for that price. Like if you did Apple,
True.
Peacock, and Paramount, or Hulu, Disney, and ESPN, same price as Netflix. And
But
like,
as you always want to point out, it's always about the content. Where's
yeah,
the
exactly.
content?
Which Netflix keeps losing content. That's why they keep trying to make these movies or whatever that do very well, right? And when it comes out, Disney does have content, but it's just, I mean, they're getting there. The wheels are turning, but it still has a lot of content that I've already seen and do not want to rewatch.
I
Um,
mean, with Disney, they have great content. They have all the Avengers, Star Wars, and all the Disney other
which stuff I don't
anime.
really want to see again.
I mean, you
Yeah,
don't,
yeah.
but a lot of people do, and I think Disney is definitely one of those big big hitters that.
Well, and even then, like if you got Disney, Disney's still
Mhm.
what, $5 as well. So for
Yeah,
$5, it is a better deal than Netflix.
I agree.
So I think that's there's other stuff that's cheaper and has stuff that people would rather watch than I guess gamble on Netflix, which they already know what is there and isn't, and all the stuff they sometimes take out or add. That could be a plus or a negative
And this could
depending
be
on
the
the
reason why
person.
Netflix is going into the video game thing to bring back a lot of those subscribers. And they're probably, I mean, this is me just jumping the gun. This is pure speculation. They're probably seeing like how well Games Pass is doing and going, well, we can do something like that. Then maybe we'll get a lot more people on board with us, especially since the other bullet point here, as Ham already said, they are going to focus on mobile games, but more importantly, they're not charging any additional fees for gaming on Netflix.
I think I read that. It says not yet,
Mhm.
anyways.
Well,
Yeah,
true, yeah, right, not
Yeah.
yet. So
Anyways,
I mean, I think that's like a kind of a big deal. I don't know how that works with streaming mobile games. It sounds very complicated, but I feel like they're also maybe kind of far off from that, so we probably won't see anything until maybe late next year at the
if
earliest.
that's yeah.
I wonder
Uh,
if they're going to be like almost like Game Pass.
maybe, but that would be a direct competitor. I mean, because right now there's no direct competitor for Games Pass, and Netflix has, I guess, the potential to
What?
be
What about
like.
what about PS
Technically,
Now?
they're still GameFly.
Wait, that's still around?
Yes, you can
Yeah.
still rent stuff and get collections of games, pay a monthly fee, and play the games you want.
My question is to Ham: how many times have you got something from GameFly and cancel your credit card?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I've never done that. Wait for the free trial.
All right, there's one other headline, but we're gonna save it for after we talk about Space Jam Legacy because it's very loosely connected to it. Um, so before we go into remission, I do want us to talk very briefly about Space Jam, the first Space Jam.
The
Yeah,
original.
sure.
Okay, so I last saw it 2 weeks ago. When
Ugh.
was the last time you guys saw Space Jam?
I saw it. Saturday.
Before
So,
Legacy or after Legacy?
after Legacy,
Why'd you have to think about that?
because man, it was hot that day. My brain got fried.
Okay, Ham.
Hmm. 1996. No, I must have seen it. Maybe I have no idea. In completion, probably since I watched it the first time. I might have not rewatched it. If it was on TV, I probably saw
Part of
half
it,
of
yeah.
it, and this was maybe what 5 to 10 years ago, if that even happened. Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If
Yeah.
you had to give the movie a card right now, what card would you give it?
For
Ah.
the first movie,
First
Space Jam.
Space Jam movie.
Oh,
Because of
for me,
nostalgia, I'll give it a green.
I mean that's not I mean that's not
I was a
really.
young kid watching the movie. I'm not a full-grown adult watching the movie.
But
I
right
mean,
now, if you were watching a movie right now,
If I'm watching the movie right now, uh, da, da, da,
do
da.
you remember what happened in the movie?
Hey, Bill Murray's in it, so I still give it a green. Yeah.
Mike?
after watching it, I'm still going to give it a green.
And speaking of Mike, and Michael Jordan was in it too, so yeah, I'll give it a green.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
as a movie, that's easily a red card movie.
Really?
It is a
Mm,
bad movie. Like there is no ease of flow in that movie. There's no ease, like there's no transition that makes sense. It's literally like, oh, we're gonna keep you for rents, or we're gonna bribe you somehow
Yeah,
to get you
yeah.
to work for us. Wait, we can't do that because you're making up rules. Oh, what do we have to do? Play basketball? Okay, let's get players. But then when you go get the players, when the monsters get the players, there's like they don't even talk about the idea. They're just like, oh, okay, yeah, we can play basketball, and then all of a sudden they're in real world, not explaining how they get there. Like, there's no explanation at all to 90% of the things in that movie.
I
I
don't
Is
mean
know.
it a
that's
Talk to
the
fun?
Mike.
Is it
Mike.
a
Mike
fun,
just saw it, man.
goofy?
I haven't seen it in a while, so
Is it
I
a
don't
fun,
know.
goofy, like loony movie? No pun intended. Loony movie to watch? Absolutely. And the nostalgia is there because of the music, because it's Michael Jordan. Back then, he was a popular NBA star slash golfer slash baseball star, whatever at that point in time. Sure, the nostalgia I think for everybody makes it love that movie, and maybe I'm like a kind of the in between, but I just feel like it is such a bad movie.
No, I don't think it's a bad movie. I think it's a fun, goofy movie where I think you could enjoy it any other way. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's not a movie where you're gonna be like, you know what, this deserves an Oscar.
No, of
Oh
course not.
man, Sal
Of
just
course.
set you up for later.
What that doesn't necessarily set anybody up. It's just like I'm
Yeah.
I'm curious what the reception is going to be like about Legacy, because
Hmm.
if there's going to be a comparison made, then there has to be some understanding of what we saw in the first Space Jam movie versus what we see in this Space Jam movie, the new one.
Yeah.
But I stand firm that as a movie, as what a movie should have, the setup, the character development, the plot, and everything, it is a bad movie. It's fun to watch. There's no disagreement there. And the music, like the first 3 minutes of the movie is the Space Jam theme song, which it covered all of Michael Jordan's highlights, right?
Yeah, it
Is
Oh
recorded
yeah, at the
all.
beginning
Yeah,
with the
the
yeah yeah
beginning.
yeah yeah
Yeah,
yeah.
it's all his highlights of his when he went to North Carolina, and when he got drafted to the Bulls, and from all the championships and everything.
And like Ham said, Bill Murray's in it. Did he cross the streams? No. Should he have made that joke? Probably, but it still doesn't matter. You got Bill Murray who acts like an idiot in that movie, and
And
it's
Wayne
funny.
Knight.
And Wayne Knight was hilarious in that movie
Yeah.
for me.
No.
So, but I still stand firm that it's such a bad movie when you think about the entire story and how it just goes from
I
like
mean, the whole entire
beginning to end.
story it is stupid, but
I,
it was fun.
I don't want to go as far as say stupid. It's just the way that it was just from scene to scene. It was just bad transition and just didn't explain a whole lot. That
Right.
just reminded me of back then where we just accepted movies for just what they were, and I don't know. Like I want that's why I'm like very curious what the Space Jam Legacy talk is gonna be like. But yeah, that's all. That's all I wanted to see where everybody stood at with the first Space Jam movie. My kids liked it, I think.
Both, I assume.
Well, I'm going to talk about the first one.
Oh, okay.
They like the first one enough to make them watch the second one. I don't. I did have them. They did watch the first one again just the other day, so maybe they did really actually like it. I don't know. They just care about Bugs Bunny, of course. So
So
Oh,
they
of
watched it
course, yeah.
twice.
we watched it twice.
Okay, more
Good
than me,
kid.
maybe.
Yeah. All right, Mike, do that thing.
In a mission.
Space Ham, Space Ham.
Space Jam: A New Legacy, starring LeBron James, not Michael Jordan. And spoiler alert, there is Michael Jordan in this movie. We'll
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about
Wow.
that later. All right, so this is of course a sequel. Is it? Yeah, it's a sequel, I guess.
Um.
Even though it doesn't really have any direct connections other than maybe a couple cameos and of course the Looney Tunes, but there doesn't. There's no callback
No, there is
to the
callback.
Uh,
barely, barely. Like it doesn't lead itself to think like, oh, this is obviously a direct sequel to Space Jam. Like if no one watched the like if
Uh,
someone didn't watch the first Space Jam movie, they would just think that this is its own standalone movie. Like this is it.
yes.
Like that's it. There's
Yes.
nothing else.
Yes.
There's nothing to say that there was something previous before
Let's
this.
just say not a
I
direct
mean,
sequel. How
they
about
do
that?
they do show like the old basketball uniforms that they wore in the last one.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything if you never watched the first one.
Yeah, like it's a person like I don't know,
Mm,
Ham's cousin would be like, "Oh, they used to play basketball. That's it."
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah, I'm just gonna disagree because
It's very thin. It's like a string tying both of them together. Like a fucking spider web that could just
Well, talk
fucking
to me
break.
about Spider-Man. All right, Rotten
Spider web.
Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 31%.
Whoa!
ooh,
IMDb gives it a 4.3% or 4.3 out of
Oh.
10. Sorry, 4.3 out of
ooh.
10.
Oh, you fucked up.
Well, so did they. Metacritic gives it a 37%.
God damn.
Damn. What about them Google?
Well,
Hey, Goo Goo.
I think Ham kind of shared the vodka to a few people here and there because only 70% like this movie.
Oh,
But that's
okay.
still a
That,
C. That's still a C.
That's a
barely.
C. Barely.
Not if you count the other assignments you just mentioned. Shit.
All right. So again, listeners, full spoilers all from the get-go here. If you have not watched the movie, pause it where you are now, go watch it, and then you can come back and hear our thoughts. But the synopsis goes: superstar LeBron James and his young son Dom get trapped in digital space by a rogue AI. To get home safely, LeBron teams up with Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, and the rest of the Looney Tunes gang for a high stakes basketball game against the AI's digitized champions of the court, a powered up roster called the Goon Squad. Of course, starring LeBron James, other people that are play basketball that Mike will know, not me, Kyrie Irving,
Yeah, Kyrie Irving.
Anthony Davis, other
Mhm.
people in here. Zendaya voices Lola Bunny. She doesn't play basketball professionally, but she probably did. And then there's another actor that's actually listed here in the first top five, but I won't bring him up until a little bit later. Cards first, and then we'll get into discussion of what we liked and disliked about the movie. So, Mike, what is your card for Space Jam: A New Legacy?
Um, Before I give out my card, I want to say I want to create a new car system.
What?
You know, this
Again, you can't create two new card systems in the same year.
listen,
It's a
listen. I
different
don't like
year.
the CEO. Okay, okay.
It's a different year.
Green card, yellow card,
It's a different year.
red card, shit card, and Becky.
Whoa, what? There's a shit card and then a Becky card? No.
Oh, it could be, or maybe Becky and then a shit card right after that. Maybe
What?
I
I feel
don't
like it's the
fucking.
same in one.
Yeah,
I
that's what
don't.
I'm saying.
I just want to give this movie a shit card.
And that's a Becky card, man.
But like, isn't one Becky card a year? Or you could give
I
multiple.
thought Dynasty Warriors was your Becky card.
I want to change that to this fucking movie.
Oh man.
But
You like
I'll,
Dynasty Warriors more than this movie?
I will watch Dynasty Warriors fucking 5 more times than this shit.
Dynasty Warriors 5. Wow.
Ham, what is your card?
What was I just thinking before Mike was laughing? I like that. Dom was
Card.
reunited with
Just
his
give me your
family.
card.
No, Dom got reunited with his family. Uh, that's a good joke. It's yellow.
I will fucking murder you right now.
I'm really tempted to, but I'm not gonna do it. So I'll just give it a yellow.
Yeah,
It's
a
yellow.
Yeah.
You're stupid, both of you guys.
I don't understand. See, this is now why this conversation is going to get interesting because I don't understand how you can give the first Space Jam a green card, but you're going to give this one less than a red
Oh,
card.
easy.
See, I knew you set him up.
Go on, Mike.
No, it's just there's a lot more soul in the first one, and it's a lot more fun. And it knows what. And Michael Jordan is not a good fucking actor or anything, but he's better than fucking LeBron James, that fucking
Agreed. I'll
flopper.
give you that. Yes.
And also, too, there's a lot better supporting cast in the first one than this one.
Oh,
where
for
there's
sure.
Whoa! Hold up. Are we going to totally disregard the entire Warner Brothers cast there?
You could
No, as in human beings. I agree with Mike when it comes to human beings as supporting cast.
No one liked the agent or whatever, the guy that kept crying over like everything.
Yeah, he was okay.
No, he was an idiot.
He was okay.
I didn't give a
Theory,
fuck about him.
theory.
Bring me in.
But
Bring
good.
me in.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was fucking stupid. And then I just didn't. I don't know. Nobody asked for another Space Jam fucking movie, and especially with LeBron James, where I'm a big sports fan. I'm not a fan of LeBron James, but I still wanted to give him a benefit of a doubt. He's fucking terrible in this movie. The story in this one is worse than the first one.
Whoa, that's a bold statement.
It is.
No, it is not. This actually had a story as opposed to the first one.
What's the story?
First one, there was
He
no
wants recognition.
story.
He wants recognition, but at the same time, you could have just easily do something else. But you want to challenge him on a basketball game, and nobody's even fucking talking about it in the end of the movie.
What's the point of the first movie? Just to have a basketball game? I could go to the
Yes,
Amway
and it's
Center
not.
and watch a basketball game.
But that's not the point, though. The point of the first one is just to show a basketball game, and that's what they
Not
did.
a story.
But it's not supposed to be a fucking story. It's supposed to be a basketball game. Where in this one, there's nothing. Bullshit score, a fucking piggy rap battle, and then just a random glitch where Bugs Bunny is supposed to die, but he doesn't die, and somehow all the fucking Looney Tunes are back in the world. But the thing is, you don't give a fuck.
I did. Ham did too.
I think Ham was drunk.
Whoa. Okay, so the first 15 minutes was last night after poker and drinking for a bit. Yeah,
And the worst part is it's the fucking. And the worst part is it's a fucking crew in the back, like the audience, Pennywise. You have Batman, Adam West. You have
It
the
was
fucking
all the Warner Brothers. This was a Warner Brothers commercial. Let's be real here.
It was commercial, but even bad cosplayers. Like it was just bad. Like I don't understand the humor was so stupid. It was not even funny. The cool thing was to see the Looney Tunes again, but then it got shitted on just a bad upgrade, whatever they were trying to do with the animation. I just didn't like it. It was just and the Goon Squad, they're not even they're not rememberable. They don't bring anything to the table. They're not like how back then, how you have like these little things that turn into huge giant monsters, and they're in this movie just to be callbacks, but it doesn't bring any satisfaction.
Oh yeah. Hold up. They show him for like a second. I thought maybe I imagined it.
No, they
They
did. They were there for a second. Yeah,
for a second. What was that? Why
they
even
were
do
just there
that?
cheering on the goon because it's supposed to be a callback for people that watched the first Space Jam movie. That's all.
Yeah, it was a second. I almost blinked and missed it. I'm like, why even? It was just weird that they did it for literally
It's
a
so that the
second.
cameo can happen.
Uh, it was
Sure.
one second.
And then the worst part is that the fucking son, he sees everybody's chanting for him, but at the same time, if he wins the game, he's stuck in that universe and cannot get out either, and everybody will be stuck. So
He wasn't told
what?
that until towards the end of the match where he turned to the other side.
And
He
LeBron
was
doesn't
he
even
was
fucking
said
even
this
tell him. LeBron doesn't even fucking tell him.
because
Like,
he didn't know that. That's the whole thing. There was a miscommunication there because he separated him from his son. So everything that Don Cheadle was saying to him didn't carry over to LeBron James. LeBron James just thought maybe he knew everything because he didn't talk to his son. And that was the whole point of their relationship because they didn't talk to each other.
and
They
you're gonna
didn't
tell me
have
there's no you're gonna tell me that you wouldn't be surprised, like,
But then
son,
start
son,
drinking.
son, how can you join that team? He's trying to make us stay stuck in here. No, you have to come with me.
Start
No,
drinking.
nothing. There's no fucking. There's no emotion between them whatsoever. This movie's soulless. It doesn't have any fun whatsoever. It's just fucking stupid.
I mean,
Don't see this movie, people. Don't see this movie and ignore these two.
Did you watch on HBO Max or in theaters?
No, HBO Max, of course. I almost wanted to cancel my HBO Max after watching this shit.
Some of the references not saved the movie, but kept me watching. In not even some of the bigger ones that we saw, like Matrix or um, what was it? Austin Powers, Mad Max, the new one. Someone like Maltese Falcon. I was like, "Ooh, that'd be kind of cool." That's literally the original noir movie with like a detective story, and I'm like, oh, they showed that. That's kind of cool. Wizard of Oz was just a quick, nice little glimpse into that. I
Mm.
wish they focused more on like the Jetsons and the Flintstones, but they didn't. Um,
but
but it was.
why would they?
I don't know. That's one of their older, bigger. They're like the Looney Tunes. They come from cartoon, and old timers would know it, but not
Sure.
maybe not some other people. But what was the biggest? It was just kind of weird seeing the Looney Tunes in different movies. I was just like, okay, I sort of get it, but why? I mean, I don't know. It was sometimes cool and sometimes just like, why? But okay. Uh, Other than that, oh, the DC part was pretty good. I thought the original, like not original, but the '90s style of DC,
Yeah.
like Superman and Batman. I was like, all right, cool, 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 cool. And I still don't understand what kept. I guess it was bugs, but what kept LeBron from not getting, Batman or Superman or whatever to join?
that
It was.
that bothered
Uh,
you?
Oh no! I mean, it's like why couldn't he get him? But I guess Bugs like, no, we gotta get the family back
Well,
together.
yeah, because that wasn't his goal. He used LeBron to go get his family back.
Yeah, but still, I mean, like,
He
what
could
stopped
care
him
less
from
about
getting?
all the other tunes because every other world out there is fine. It's his world that's fucked up because everyone else has left and gone on to other worlds. So he's making sure that the only room left on that ship is only going to be for his Looney Tunes family.
Yeah, but I still don't know why LeBron couldn't get. I mean, maybe because Bugs was the only person who knew how to fly. I guess the space. I don't know, but still, I'm like, whatever. Sure, sure. Bothered me a little bit.
Mm.
Yeah, other than that, though I do agree with Mike that the first movie had a better supporting human characters. Anyway, uh,
China will not show Space Jam:
yeah,
A New
because
Legacy.
LeBron James and the basketball stuff with
Good for
China
you,
and that.
China. I'm so proud of you.
Well, they usually do that because they don't want to show any LGBT scenes in movies too. So Good job, China. You said.
Wow, Mike.
Well, I'm talking about Space Jam New Legacy. I'm not talking
He
about
just
anything
said
else.
why they wouldn't show it
Oh
though.
no, not this one. Usually it's that, but this is because of NBA and NBA players not dealing with China. That's a different story for a different time.
Exactly.
Is that anything else you want to add on him?
LGBTQ plus. Sorry, guys. Um.
Is that a streaming service?
Oh, that's a joke somebody made. What is? I like that. Don Cheadle tried. I mean, with what he had,
Tried.
sure. He tried. He
He
tried.
should have never even started.
Um, but with it was an AI sort of thing that so I was like, I'm over that shit. His wife, she's on Star Trek Discovery. She didn't have that many lines, but she tried. Uh, the other kid and daughter, I don't even know why they were there. Um, and the security guard interaction with the what was his publicist? What was he? Assistant?
I don't know, his assistant or whatever.
Yeah,
It's
that
supposed to
was
be like Wayne Knight. It's supposed to be something like that.
yeah, but not as good as Win Knight. So I think more of the cartoon stuff I like better in this compared to the original, and then more of the humans in the original compared to this. Yep, there we go.
Two negative things I'll completely agree on right off the bat. LeBron James is terrible. Is I don't he can't act. Michael Jordan did far better, but even still, Michael Jordan was okay in Space Jam. But LeBron is just way worse. I feel bad for him, and if he tried, it definitely showed that
I
he
don't feel
tried, and
bad
it
for
just
him. The
wasn't.
fuck?
The other thing I'll agree on, Don Cheadle is a terrible villain. Like not in the sense of like a AI villain. He can't act a villain role. At least not in this context. He can't. I didn't like him at all. It was painful to watch him in this movie. I was like, you went from Endgame to this, really? Like I thought you had standards, man. Like I thought
Also,
you had like at least some better judgment on what you want to do. And I don't know if maybe this was like his thinking of like, oh, I've never done a villain role before. Let me try this out. Maybe wasn't really written well for him.
mm,
Because it just it didn't fly well with me. I was just like, I think they could have picked someone better to play the villain than Don Cheadle.
yeah. Also, did LeBron know about those jabs that Cheetah was saying when he's talking to his kid about he did it twice. He's like, "Oh, he always leaves, right?" and then he said, "Leaving Cleveland,"
Cleveland,
and
yeah,
yeah,
Miami, Cleveland
and
back
I'm like, "Did
again.
LeBron know this one?" And then the other one's like, "Oh, the greatest of all time." Then he's like, "Well, that hasn't been said or been proven yet, or whatever." I'm like, LeBron, did you know about this before? You weren't in the scene, but he
What's
said
the
it.
worst part was that he was slamming on his own teammate about the unibrow.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's just a joke. I don't know. I don't know. Like I don't
Yeah,
know
it's
how
just a,
serious I have to take
yeah, I
that,
don't.
but otherwise, everything was fine. It's a big Warner Brothers product placement or
Oh,
more
for
like
sure.
commercial placement. It's like, hey, did you know Warner Brothers did Game of Thrones? You know Warner Brothers did Harry Potter? You know Warner Brothers did, yeah, yeah, we get that. Warner Brothers did a lot of fucking shit that made up our childhood. We get it. But at least again, Mike is gonna go off on me on this one, but this one had a legitimate story, or at least tried to make a story, as opposed to the first one. The first Space Jam didn't really have much of a story. It was just more on the Looney Tunes side, and I was like I feel like this one just I thought this one was better overall to make as a movie. Otherwise, the first one could have just been done as like a two-part commercial, like or a two-part Looney Tunes episode on TV. Um, the ending is what did it even leave it open ended for a new one? No, right? Because the tunes go into the real world, and that's pretty much it. I don't think we really need a new one. I also think what maybe hurt this movie on top of like what Mike said that no one asked for a Space Jam sequel, was that this was announced like what 5 years ago,
Yeah, it took a
Yeah,
while.
5 years ago.
a
Yeah.
long ass time ago, where people were first initially excited about it, and then people forgot about it, and then when they brought it back up again, they were like, "Oh yeah, I think I want to watch this one," and then now it finally comes out after probably a delay or two, and it's like, well, people don't really care anymore. Like that, I think the nostalgia like era has kind of started going towards like the downward end of its time, and
Mm,
people don't really care that much. That's why people like cling on. That's why I think people will cling on to the first Space Jam. It's like, oh well, I didn't really needed much from this movie, and I enjoyed it as much as I did, and it was great and everything, and that's why this new one sucks compared to it because it was what I watched during my childhood and not right now.
mhm.
Like I just feel like it's because of the whole nostalgia factor there. Um, it's I can see why people can say it's just a bad movie overall. Like it's just dumb, sure, but I think it was fine. I mean, it's people are going to use that argument of, oh, it's geared for kids, and I think even LeBron James kind of supported that
I
notion because
think
there
I
was a
saw that.
whole thing on
Yeah.
Twitter about it. And yeah, at the end of the day, it is kind of really geared towards kids, and I don't think it's really geared towards people that watch the first Space Jam because again, it's
Yeah.
there's barely any callbacks to the first one. There's only two that I can think of. One, the Monstars, the cameo that Ham almost forgot to
Seconds,
keep his
yes.
eyes open, and the other one is of course of Michael Jordan himself, but not the Michael
Hmm.
Jordan. They
I
got
hated that
Michael
joke so
they got
much.
Michael B. Jordan, which, in its own right is kind of funny, but at the same
Yeah.
time, like people wouldn't really get that why that's a big deal unless you watch the first one. So I don't know. I,
Or
I
just
think
know
this was
Michael Jordan in general,
I don't not the
For
way
the
that they not the way they try to like make his entrance seem like a huge deal.
also, the one thing I saw, I'm like, how did they get with that? Because that's not Warner Brothers. The Back to the Future car and like the ghost Back to the Future car saying "Back to the Points" or whatever. Did you see that?
Did I miss that?
Yeah, there's I wish I could take a picture of it, but yeah, they don't own that, so I wonder how they got that in there. It was right at the end when they were scoring, and it said "Back to the Future Points" or whatever. Did you
Oh, the
guys see
music
that?
was it the music?
No, they actually like a sort of like a ghost car, and the license plate that said "Back to the Points" or something. Uh,
Huh, I
yeah.
don't know.
What? Nobody noticed that?
Owed someone money. I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
Nobody saw that, huh? Oh
Nope.
well. Well.
Well, there you go. One shit card. Apparently, that's a card.
It's a
Something
red
to.
card, but yeah.
Well, you could give it a Becky.
I'm gonna give it a Becky, but yeah, I'm gonna give it a Becky.
Okay, so Dynasty Warriors is it still a Becky or is that a red card? You got to
Dynasty
do it for the
Warriors
records.
switch. Okay. Dynasty Warriors is a red card.
Okay,
This movie, it's a Becky.
it's a Becky. All right. Ham says yellow. I say
Yeah.
yellow. Unless you got kids, there's really no need to watch this movie. You could pass up on it if you had kids. If you have kids,
No, if you whoa,
if
whoa.
you go ahead and watch it and see if they like it, because I think the cartoon stuff they'll probably enjoy. My kids enjoyed it. They laughed a lot during this one, more than they did in the first movie. Of course, the only part they really looked forward to was the Bugs Bunnies and the Looney Tunes and all that. But they had their attention the entire time. I have not seen them watch it again, but they also don't have easy access to HBO Max, so that could be also why. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I got box office numbers. You
That
want to
is
hear that?
actually a nice transition into our headline. Um,
Okay.
so since Mike is starting to bring it up, the box office numbers. Well, do you have what Space Jam made in the first weekend?
Oh, the weekend
Uh,
one. I think I remember seeing that.
the first weekend. Let me see here. I only have the domestic one and the worldwide right now.
That works.
Well, right now, I mean, the budget for this movie was 150 million dollars. Worldwide, 53 million
Okay.
right now. Domestic 31 million, international 22 million.
So 22 million. Okay, so the box office stuff is kind of a weird thing. We're gonna start kind of talking less about Space Jam, more about actually Black Widow, because this actually beat Black Widow in the domestic box office for its opening weekend. Usually, Marvel movies are able to retain their first place position for several weeks, but Black Widow kind of took a huge hit in its second week, and Space Jam took first place. The headline goes, theater owners are furious with Disney after Black Widow's box office slump. So there's a couple bullet points here. Let me get through them and then we can kind of give our 2 cents on this. The National Association of Theater Owners has criticized Disney for its decision to simultaneously release Black Widow in theaters and on Disney Plus Premier Access. They attributed Black Widow's stunning collapse in its second weekend in theatrical revenues due to Disney's day and date release strategy. Black Widow fell to the second spot, having only pulled in a total of 26.3 million, which is a 67% decline from the first weekend. It is one of the biggest drops ever for a Marvel title and the worst among the Marvel Cinematic Universe films released by Disney. The National Association Theater, whatever I just said before, also considered how much revenue will be lost due to piracy, saying Black Widow was the most torrented movie for the week ending July 12th because pristine digital copies became available within minutes of release on Disney Plus. And
Those
this was another
fucking
factor that
pirates.
this is another factor they took to Black Widow's box office performance. Um, I don't think this is a surprise. I mean, that's kind of been now a thing with things being on streaming services that it's easy to torrent that shit.
Yeah, it's Disney Plus definitely got in the way of this, and I hope they don't do the same thing for the next Marvel movie. I hope they just get rid of the Disney premiere.
Well, for HBO Max, their stuff gets. What I hear, I don't know, and what I read stuff. I assume 100% that Space Jam 2 is also out in the torrents.
Oh, I'm sure,
Yeah,
but
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
but how many people have HBO Max? That's the thing.
yeah, compared to Disney, not a whole lot.
yeah.
Yeah,
But you had also paid for $30, whereas it was technically somewhat. I mean,
But
if you're gonna say free for
but
Space Jam,
it gives you access at least $30 for you to sit down and watch it in your own home, comparing to the movie theaters where it's a bit cheaper, but you have that great movie experience. And I think what Sal was saying was that a lot of theater owners are mad because they were banking on Black Widow for them to get back into business.
yeah, I don't even know if Disney Plus Premier Access is even really the issue there. It's just any
hmm
movie being put on streaming on the first day, which HBO Max, like Cam was saying, is that they're fucking up like every one of their new movies. Because you have to imagine too on Disney, we had Luca and what Onward and was
So
it Soul that were all released free on Disney Plus. So it's not like they like those like Pixar made any, extra money off of that. At least I don't think so. At least that's not what it seems to be the case. Because they're mad at Disney for doing some for not just for not promoting enough of their movies, but also not letting people go out to the theaters to really watch their movies. So I mean I don't know how else to take this other than I I don't think this is going to change anytime soon.
you don't think in when is the Shane Sheen, right,
Shang-Chi, I think, comes out in September.
in September? So yeah, I don't
I
think
mean,
they'll get rid of.
it's not announced for Disney Plus Premier Access, but they could at the very last second. And this was a Disney decision because remember, Kevin Feige is
Did
upset
not
with
know.
Disney that they made this decision without him. So Disney may say, "Look, we're just going to do this anyway."
All right, so probably they seen the numbers, and I think they probably won't put. I'm gonna bank on it. I'm gonna say they're not going to do that anymore. five
Yeah,
dollars.
Ham, would you say that you have a business mindset most of the time?
Yeah, why not? If you said
Okay.
the question like that.
So if you were the head of Disney, the big wig
Mhm,
CEO, Mr. Walt Disney Senior himself, maybe.
mhm.
Black Widow made 70 million in the theaters and 60 million on Disney Plus Premier Access. What would your decision be moving forward with Marvel movies?
Keep it like Black Widow did. I mean, what I'm getting more money when they stream it, right? On uh Disney Plus. Plus, I'm getting the $30, and I'm getting the monthly stuff as well. And I don't have to, get less profits from me putting it in the theaters. I think I'm doing all right there.
So you don't think you would ever take away the Disney Plus Premier Access option?
Change it to free.
No, just don't put it in there at all.
That's what I'm saying. Just not have it at all.
I mean,
Like
you're
where
you're 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 the CEO of Disney. Remember, you're trying to make money here. So you're saying
Exactly.
to put it for free?
No, no, no. I was asking you
Oh,
Oh
no,
guys.
no
I'm
no
not.
no
Well,
no.
that's this is
It's
your call.
All right, my call is, hey, I'm making that money. If people still want to keep paying for it, an extra 30, hey, maybe I'll be like 35 next time. I might even raise it to see where that wall or line is. To I wonder how much is too much, and be like, okay, let's keep maybe next time next year $40, $40. Yeah, no, you're still paying for it. Oh, let's keep going higher. The HD is 30, but the 4K is
Oh, don't
40.
pull that
Uh
bullshit.
huh. Uh huh. Uh huh. There you go. So
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying. Is like I don't think this Disney Plus Premier Access is gonna go away. And I'm not saying that this is most likely what they're gonna do, but I would not be surprised and as shocked in any way whatsoever if they decide at the last second, hey, Shang-Chi is gonna be available on Disney Plus Premier Access.
I'd lose my shit though if they started doing it with like series. I'd be like, whoa, what now? No, 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 no. Imagine that.
This is what you guys wanted.
I didn't want this. Ham wanted
I
this.
didn't want shit. I just predicted it. I told you guys. I warned you guys, and you guys did nothing.
And you should have stayed. You should have just shut your mouth. Don't listen to this podcast.
Yeah, that's what happened.
But here's
Oh
what
my
Ham
god.
really wants.
Yeah.
Kane the Conqueror.
That too. The movie synopsis.
Mm.
I know this one.
Be surprised if either of you know this one. Although from the very first couple words, you might be able to get it right away.
Okay.
All right, so it's a very short synopsis. I'm going to read off to you. Remember, you just text me the answer once you have it. And remember, as I always do, it's related to an actor from any of the movies that we speak about in the episode. So here it is. Your synopsis goes: a Yeti is convinced that the elusive creatures really do exist.
Oh my God! Isn't that the Big
I know.
Yeti?
I know this one. Oh
Fuck!
no. Wait.
Isn't it called
Wait.
Text the answer. Don't help each other out. You guys are
No, no, no,
weird.
no. Hold on. That's not my final answer. Hold on. That's not my final answer. That's a character in the thing.
Is it really?
Well, hold on.
There's about to be some copyright infringement on that shit.
Well, no, but
Fuck? It starts with. Oh my God!
A Yeti is convinced that the elusive creatures known as humans really do exist.
that's what the.
All right, people, come on. Give me the answer.
Um,
There can only be one.
fuck. I'm gonna spell this wrong. More likely.
I feel like Ham's like got his was confused and shit.
Well, yeah, because I thought that's what they called. Then you were like copyright, and I'm like, oh yeah, I guess it was that one.
Why did it send you the year?
I was like, what? What? There's like
Why,
another one? Like,
why did they send you the year? I spelled it and then it auto corrected the year too.
I recorrected
uh,
what year?
okay. So the answer is Smallfoot,
Wow.
which Ham did get. Although
Yep.
technically I shouldn't count it because your first answer was wrong.
Wait, give me that. Don't count it. I
Your
said, give
first
me a
answer was
second.
Littlefoot, which was the character, the main character of The Land Before Time.
Well, no, I know they called the people like Littlefoot or Smallfoot.
And
I actually saw the movie.
Mike texted Abominable, but it put in the year 2019 in parentheses. So I was like, wait, why are you telling me the year?
I don't know why my phone did that. That was
Oh,
weird.
did you look it up and then you copied it and then had the year on it?
No, I did not.
Or what year did that come out then?
Apparently
Smallfoot
29.
came out
No, no,
20.
Abominable or whatever.
Apparently 2019.
But
What is Abominable?
but then how did you get the 2019
Abominable.
from
I probably spelled it back in the day.
That's an actual
Okay.
movie?
Abominable.
Yeah, because I remember my wife mentioned that. She's like, "Oh, I want to watch this," and then I guess we were
Well,
trying
It's
to
like the
find.
rip-out version of it.
I don't know. It
Oh,
looks nicer than Smallfoot.
yeah, it does. I think I saw this. No.
I brought up Smallfoot because Zendaya is the voice of Michi in Smallfoot.
Smallfoot looks like a low budget movie.
Yeah.
I definitely watch it while doing something
I
else.
should
but
actually.
Huh?
Like, it's got Channing Tatum, James
Oh my
Corden,
God,
Zendaya, Common, LeBron James, Danny
Fuck him.
DeVito, Gina
I think yeah, because
Rodriguez.
it had music. I remember they were talking about it in theaters. It had music aspect to it. That's why it has
Patricia
Zendaya.
Keaton.
Hey, I think I should win because my movie has a Bigfoot and better animation.
No, but the humans were called small feet.
Ham, did
That's
you
what.
like Smallfoot?
Nah.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. But Abominable looks better, and I don't know, man. You had the year on that. I call shenanigans.
It says the person who all of a sudden just knew what it was called a second time around.
Because you said copyright, and I'm like, yeah, they probably wouldn't
You know
say
what?
little.
No. John Cheeto wins this round.
Sure.
Yeah,
King
me,
Khan's
bitch.
got nothing on him. Not you.
Oh wait, what?
You think you're Don Cheadle?
Yeah, bitch.
Captain Planet. All right.
Captain Planet, motherfucker.
That wraps up this episode. Next week seems to be a feud of what we're gonna watch. Although I think actually Mike might be on your side, Ham. Mike, do you have an idea of what we're gonna watch for next week?
All right. There's two movies that are coming out.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Okay.
Technically three, but go on.
Well, I don't know about the third one, but there's Snake Eyes and Old.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
That's an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Hey, we gotta give him one more chance, I guess.
When? No.
Thank you.
I'm doing the Will Smith no right now. No. Jesus Christ.
I'm not giving that motherfucker a chance. He can suck it.
All right,
Then
so
we
the
have,
Snake Eyes, Old, and then what was the other one, Ham?
Well, I said we could just watch the second movie. I don't know if you watched the first one of Escape Room.
Oh, that's right, Escape Room. That's right. I say Snake Eyes.
I say Snake Eyes.
I'm not watching it.
You
All
got
right,
to. It's homework.
All right. Oh, I'm gonna get blitzed, and I'm gonna get blitzed for the. All right. Yeah.
Listeners will just keep it a surprise, and you'll eventually figure out what we end up
I'll
watching.
get an Uber.
Do you even
Ugh.
know what? Do you even know anything about Snake Eyes?
I know I don't want to watch it. That's the one thing I know.
Well, knowing is half the battle. That's
Oh,
right. I purposely
God.
set it up that way. All right. Any
God.
closing words, gentlemen?
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Drunk Cop and a Teacher.
Well said. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Ham.
I'm Team Ham.
Yep. Me too.
That I got nothing else. That's it. We're done. We're closing.